Back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be talking about my crazy trade on ticker symbol ABIO. This is a ticker symbol that ran nearly 150% today. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to talk about how I knew where to get in, where to cover my positions, and how I actually was able to short this not only once, but twice. Let's get into it today on Young Money Investments. All right, you guys, as you can tell, I am a little pumped. I'm a little excited. We have had a very good week so far. We had a very good week last week. We are just really building on the momentum, and we are staying very profitable in the Young Money Investments private Discord group. So if you don't know about the private Discord group, I have a private Discord group that I go live in every day during market. Talk about my entry positions, my exit positions, call out tickers that are looking good. We have a lot of really good members in there. It's not just a shorting community, it's a community that we have guys that do options in there. We do some good swing trades as well. We do long, although I am more of a shorter right now, but we do long certain ticker symbols, and it's a great little group. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description below. But I wanted to talk about ticker symbol ABIO. Now let's pull up the charts and take a look at what it did today. So guys, this is ticker symbol ABIO. ABIO had nothing going on for it here in the pre-market. In fact, if you would have taken a look at this ticker symbol pre-market, you would have had no idea based on the volume and based on where it was at that it was going to go off. In fact, honestly and truly, all the way up here until probably about 8:50, 9 o'clock, 8:50 was when you started to see, 8:55-ish, really the volume start to come in and it started to move up. Well, obviously that triggered quite the movement here, and as you can see, this stock did run up quite a bit. We're talking about the first pump got us up here to about 69%, a 69% run. From there, we obviously had a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a consignment. I actually ended up getting out literally right down here at 676. So I had an average entry somewhere right up in this range, I believe. In fact, we can even pull up let me pull this up here really quick. You can see that my very first trade on ABIO started here, and this was going to be this one actually. I believe it was 10:55 a.m. I took a position. Average entry on 1,500 shares ended up being $7.56. Ended up getting out, like I said, at 676. So that on that 1,500 shares ended up being a nice little gain of $1,204. I had actually taken a position up here at 814 and covered at 808, kind of on the pump. But I had thought that this thing might actually end up running a little bit more. And so I ended up covering this first position for only a $60 gain. But then as it started to trend down, I ended up getting back into this, took that $1,200 gain, getting out at 676, and then ended up watching this bad boy continue to run. So as you can see, obviously it started to consolidate. I actually ended up taking a break. I took a break and actually ended up going to the gym. And right at about the time that I started getting home, this sucker started to run, and I ran in, got to the trading desk, was looking at everything, and ended up taking a position right in here. Ended up watching it kind of consolidate, and then this sucker continued to rip. I ended up getting an average entry price of around 1030. Ended up, wanting to cover here towards the low right before the market was closing, and didn't get out. This actually ran against me. I was up about $1,000 right here, and then was down about 2,000 right in here. And then as it started to come down, I ended up wanting to get out. I was gonna actually take a loss and actually cover right here for about a break even. I thought I was probably gonna break even for about 30 bucks on my last trade on this, but ended up holding through. So, holding it through after hours until I ended up selling out right here at about 949 was about my exit price. Some of it I sold out here, so my average was probably somewhere right around 1040, probably 1043. I'd say about $10, probably around $10 was no, it couldn't have been. Somewhere in that $10 price range, basically. I'll pull it up here. I don't want you to see my account information, but you can pull it up since this has all this on here. You can actually see ABIO, I ended up closing out at 956. So entry of 1029, got out of this at 956.3 was my average out on that. So again, it was a very decent trade. Now, if you look at the charts here, you're gonna go, okay, well, what made you know that this was an okay time to get in, and what made you know that you could still hold this position? This is where the education comes into this video. So I didn't know exactly where it was going to run to. Now, obviously coming up on those new highs where we were touching, highs of like $10, those were much higher than the $9 that we were at before. And I thought, okay, $10, $11, like that's going to be the peak. No, it obviously continued to run and continued to run up, where we saw highs of 1288. Why did I continue to hold here and not cut my losses earlier? Well, first thing is that my account was big enough. We could cover, obviously, getting up. I could hold this position, and I wasn't going to end up needing to cover prematurely because I had too small of an account. The next thing that I looked at was, besides knowing how much money I had in my account, I looked at the past year on this chart. So looking at this, whoops, I don't know what on earth just happened here. Looking at this ticker symbol, ABIO, continues to spike and have these pump and dumps, right? So you can see previously it had another one. What was the spike? What was the average percentage gain on this spike? Well, 40 to 50% here, right? So I go, okay, this one was 40 to 50%. I knew how much was in short right now, what percentage of the float was short. So I knew that we weren't gonna have a BPTH or an MBOT like we did previously this year. So I knew based on the float and how many shorts that were in it, I knew that it wasn't possible to have it run parabolic on a short squeeze. That was another thing that I noticed. Looking at the largest runner, so basing it from the bottom to the top, this runner was about 120%. That was the largest candle here. And I'm not saying because these candles, it can't go larger, but I'm saying your average candle is anywhere between about 80% to 120%, right? So again, right here, this one was 150%, right? So that one was another big one, but it's having this descending pattern. It continues to get lower and lower in price. It's a bad company. It's a garbage company. So again, if you take this candle right here and you go, okay, this one's at 156-ish%, and you're coming up on a previous level of resistance, which we had saw. If you pull up the 180-day chart and things, you're gonna see this was a level of resistance. You kind of had an idea that, okay, if it was gonna run higher than this was going to have to be your time to start cutting losses. Yes, in 100%, to be 100% transparent, sure, I could have taken a $7,000 loss on this trade, but the reality is that's okay. Based on my win percentages and based on the amount of capital that I'm making on a daily and weekly basis, that would be roughly about 2 weeks worth of trading. Sure, it would suck losing 2 weeks worth of gains, wiping out 2 weeks worth of gains on this, but these kind of movements do not happen very often. These movements will happen maybe 5 to 10 times a year if you're lucky. That is very, very lucky. These kinds of moves that ABIO produced today are very uncommon. And so for me, I go, okay, I'm willing to take the risk. And I also know, based on the percentage of shares that are short, that it's not going to most likely pull an MBOT or a BPTH where it runs from $15 to 70 some dollars. Like, that is very unlikely. Yes, you had, for example, it was one of the weed stocks that ran to $300, right? It ran like over $100 in a day, yes, but that was a very low float with there's just a lot of other factors that you did not have here with ABIO that I felt comfortable taking. So it was a really nice trade. It felt really good, and ended up capitalizing. The only thing that I hated about this trade was that I didn't have enough shares to short. I could not continue to add. I was using Trade Zero. There were no more available shares to locate in order to short this. And so I ended up not getting any more and not being able to average up on my position. I mean, I still can't be mad. I ended the day out with about a $3,500 gain. 2,300 or so was from ABIO, so I can't complain. But at the end of the day, I think if I could have gotten more shares, it would have been a much better trade. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. I plan on doing more of these educational / flashy, crazy stocks that went parabolic videos on a consistent basis, as long as these videos pop up. If there's anything else you want to see, please leave that down in the comment section. If you have any questions about this, please hit me up. I'd love to see you guys in more of the comment section, or even in my Discord group, or if you're interested in the course. So I will catch you all in the next video. Take care and have a great day. See you later. Bye!